Welcome to Beginner to Fluent. Learning English is not something that happens in one day. It does not happen in 1 week or even 1 month. It is a slow and steady journey.
The secret is not talent, not expensive courses, and not perfect grammar from the beginning.
The real secret is simple: practice English every day.
Daily practice may seem small or ordinary, but over time it creates powerful results. Just like water slowly shapes stone, small daily efforts shape your skills. In this video, I will share how practicing English every day, especially writing, can slowly transform your confidence, vocabulary, and fluency.
I practice writing in English every single day.
It has become part of my routine, just like brushing my teeth or eating breakfast.
I don't wait for motivation. I don't wait to feel ready. I simply sit down and write. In the morning, I usually begin with a few simple sentences in my notebook. They are not complicated. Sometimes I write about the weather. Sometimes I write about my plans for the day. Sometimes I write about how I feel. The sentences may be short, but they are meaningful because they are consistent. For example, I might write, "Today I feel energetic. I want to complete my homework. I will try to learn 5 new English words."
These sentences may seem small, but they train my brain to think in English. They help me start the day with practice.
Even 5 minutes of writing makes a difference.
At school, I continue practicing without even realizing it.
I take notes in English whenever possible.
If a teacher explains something, I try to summarize it in short English sentences.
If I learn a new word, I write it down and create my own example sentence. Instead of just memorizing information, I use English actively.
Writing short paragraphs during school helps me organize my thoughts.
It improves both my grammar and my understanding.
Sometimes I challenge myself to write a small paragraph about what I learned that day.
It does not have to be perfect. The goal is not perfection, the goal is improvement.
When I return home, I practice again by writing in my diary.
This is my favorite time to write because it feels personal and free. I write about my family, my friends, my experiences, and my emotions. I might describe a funny moment that happened during the day. I might write about something that made me happy or something that made me worried. Writing in English about real life helps me connect the language to my personal world. Sometimes I write about simple daily activities. What I ate. Who I talked to. What I watched. What I learned. Other times, I write about my dreams and goals. Writing about my future in English makes it feel more real and possible. Every day, I try to learn a few new words. Not too many, just enough to remember. After learning them, I create easy sentences using those words. This helps me understand their meaning clearly. For example, if I learn the word determined, I might write, "I am determined to improve my English." A determined person never gives up. Using new vocabulary and writing helps me remember it longer. It moves the word from my memory into my real usage. Writing helps me remember what I learn. When I write something, I see it, think about it, and create it myself. This makes the learning process stronger. It also improves my spelling. When I write regularly, I notice my mistakes. I learn from them. I slowly make fewer errors. Writing also improves my sentence structure. At first, My sentences were very short and basic. But over time, they became longer and more detailed. I started using connectors like because, although, and however. I began forming better paragraphs. It isn't always simple. Some days I feel tired. Some days I don't know what to write. Some days I feel like my English is not improving. But even on those days, I try to write something small. Even 3 or 4 sentences are enough. Because the key is not writing a lot, the key is writing consistently. There are moments when I make many grammar mistakes. Instead of feeling discouraged, I treat mistakes as teachers. Every correction helps me grow. Little by little, I started noticing changes. I could express my thoughts more clearly. I could write faster. I didn't need to translate every sentence in my head anymore. My confidence increased. I felt proud of myself. When I looked back at my old writing, I could clearly see improvement. That feeling of progress motivated me to continue. Daily writing also helped me speak better. Because I practiced forming sentences on paper, speaking became easier. My vocabulary expanded naturally. Writing every day builds discipline. It builds patience. And most importantly, it builds self-confidence. When you see your own improvement, you begin to trust yourself. You realize that progress does not require perfection, it requires effort. Confidence does not come from being flawless. It comes from knowing that you are trying and improving. Practicing English every day may seem simple, but it is powerful. You don't need to write long essays. You don't need perfect grammar from the start. You just need consistency. A few sentences in the morning. A short paragraph during the day. A diary entry at night. Small steps repeated daily create big transformation. Writing every day makes me feel confident and proud of myself. It reminds me that improvement is possible. It shows me that effort always brings results. If you want to improve your English, start today. Write something simple. Keep going tomorrow. And never stop. Because when you practice English every day, your progress is not just visible, it becomes unstoppable. Thanks for watching.